Techno update. Subscribe now.
Moto X Style Review. Design. Motorola has stuck to a familiar design blueprint with the Moto X Style. I'd have liked to have seen a couple of new flourishes about the device, but the final look is both functional and sleek. In many ways, the Moto X Style feels like a grown-up Moto G. Plastic is replaced with metal around the rims, the buttons are a little less loose and the rubbery plastic sits flush around the back. Unlike the Moto G, however, this is a big phone. It doesn't quite cross into Nexus 6 territory, and even though it has a larger 5.7-inch display, it still has a smaller footprint than the iPhone 6s Plus. Display. Although it's been just over a year since we started seeing Quad HD panels appear on phones, they've already started trickling down to the cheaper devices. What's more impressive here is that Motorola hasn't skimped at all on the style's IPS LCD display. The 1440p, 1440 by 2560 display is predictably sharp, pixels are indistinguishable no matter how close you get, but it's also super bright and viewing angles are excellent. Performance. The Moto X Play is a great phone, but it suffers from some odd performance issues. This left me with the impression that Motorola's software optimization isn't quite as good as it should be, considering the Snapdragon 615 processor should easily be able to handle Android Lollipop. Thankfully, the Snapdragon 808 tucked inside the Moto X Style is an admirable performer. It's a beefy octa-core chip and currently the CPU of choice for the majority of mid to high-range phones. It provides the grunt for LG's G4, Google's new Nexus 5X and the Microsoft Lumia 950. Paired with the processor is 3GB of RAM, more than plenty for a phone. Having used devices with 4GB of RAM, theirs isn't a noticeable difference here. Battery. My biggest frustration with the Moto X Style is battery life. Not because it's bad, but because I want it to be so much better. Tucked inside the phone is a 3,000 mAh cell that can just about make it from an early morning alarm call to bedtime. The important word there is just. It hasn't managed to go much beyond a day, and if I forget to charge it at night, it will die out by lunch. Camera. The 21-megapixel sensor boasts phase detection autofocus, as opposed to the laser-assisted systems favored by LG and Huawei, and it captures highly detailed, accurate snaps. Strong low-light cameras on phones are still rare. And the only model capable of shooting well after dark and in this price range that comes to mind is the LG G4. Nightclub selfies are aided by the ugly front-facing flash, although the bright LED tends to make me look like a pale ghost. Regular selfies taken with the 5-megapixel sensor are adequate, with adequate detail and brightness, but they're nothing special.